Yo, what's up, everybody? It's the On This Date in MLB podcast. This is our third episode. My name is Ricardo. That's my boy Kevin. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Doing good, man. How are you?
I'm good, bro. Living the dream, right?
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Another day, another dollar.
Yes, sir. So today's segment, we weren't able to get a third one because of some technical difficulties, but we will make that up next week. So today we're going to do our typical reactions, our top five facts, and then we're going to cover a couple news topics, and we'll talk about power rankings, right, a little later.
Yeah, we substituted that last segment with the power rankings just for this week, and stay tuned for next week so you guys can check out what we have planned for that last
Awesome,
segment.
awesome. Now, before we get into the segment, bro, did you see that news about Chris Sale?
No, I didn't. What happened? Did that today?
Yeah, today, bro, he broke his wrist riding his bike, and he's having season-ending surgery.
No way. How many stars? Didn't he just come back?
I don't know, bro. That guy is like the epitome, like a bad luck,
Ah,
bro. It's
man.
all bad, huh? And
Riding his
the
bike? So the way did he fall or?
I didn't look into it, bro. I just seen a bunch of memes on
Ah,
Instagram, and
that's hilarious.
yeah, it sucks and it's funny at the same time because you can't make things up like this, man.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
he
thought
broke
I
his
thought
wrist.
maybe he would have got injured when he blew up in the minor leagues. Remember? Did you see that video when he when
Yeah,
he
yeah,
when he tore up the clubhouse or the
yeah,
whatever that was?
yeah. I
So
did
he
see that.
survived that, but he couldn't survive a bicycle, huh? That sucks.
Yeah, but yeah, I didn't read too much into it. I just seen a bunch of memes on Instagram, and it was
I
just
gotta
something.
check that out later.
Yeah. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the segments. We hope you guys enjoy this week's choices. We're doing five of them, just like we did the last 2 weeks. We're missing plenty. We could have covered a lot more, but going back to what I said last week, we don't want to sit here for 3 hours, and we just want to go through a few, share some stats.
Because we could, man. We really could.
Yeah, we will one day. We'll have a long ass show where we're just reacting to videos. But yeah, so we're just gonna go through five, and the first one, um, it happened um it happened August 3rd, 2015, and it was Beltre's third cycle. So whenever you're ready, let me know and we'll hit play.
Ready, bro.
All right, three, two, one.
Is
You
that
know what?
Mike Fires? Is that Mike Fires on the
Is
mound?
yeah, the whistleblower.
Hey, there you go.
So this is the video we're watching is a home run that completed the cycle. You know what I always liked about Beltre? How he had like the his helmet like super low, so it was like dark.
Mm,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I think Stan that does that a little bit,
And
but
they both have kind of that closed batting stance, huh?
oh yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Um, and he this home run is to complete the cycle before the fifth inning. As
In the
far as
fifth inning, during the fifth inning.
yeah, and see there it is, fourth player in MLB history to hit three cycles. I think there's another player that hit for his third not too long ago, a few seasons ago, right? I don't know if I can't recall his name, but
Yelich. I think Yelich hit
was it Yelich? Yeah, it was Yelich, bro.
his third one this year, and Trey Turner hit his third one last year.
Awesome, awesome.
So there's six players now, I think. Yeah, I'll make it
That's
six.
great memory. So just some info on Beltre. He's a four-time All-Star, four-time Silver Slugger, five-time Gold Glover, and a two-time Platinum Glove winner. To me, he's a Hall of Famer. I'm sure he is to
Oh
you
yeah,
as well. 93.5 WAR, which is crazy. Like people with 70, average of 75, they get into the Hall.
he has a
Yeah, man.
93 WAR.
Yeah, bro. I
That's
was tripping when I
wow.
saw that too. It's
Damn,
incredible,
that's
huh?
interesting.
21
I mean,
seasons.
he was the first ballot Hall of Famer in my head before that, but after
Yeah,
that, he's gotta be
that's
damn.
crazy, huh, bro? So I have a few gems, bro. Obviously, um this is career stats, but I have a gem right here that I want to share. He has 3,166 hits, 477 home runs, 1,707 RBI. an 819 OPS and an OPS plus of 116. The closest he got to an MVP was in '04. He lost to none other than Barry Bonds, who
Of
was
course.
just and total bases for his career, bro. He has 5,309, and that's 14th all time, bro. And he's ahead of Ken Griffey Jr., Cal Ripken Jr., Tris Speaker, Lou Gehrig, and Mel Ott, just to name a few. I
All
was looking
those
at
are
this
some.
list, bro, and he's ahead of incredible names, man. And it's just yeah, he was an awesome player, Hall of Famer for sure.
I mean, just by listening to those names, he's a no doubter, right? He's got to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
wow. I just had some information on his cycles. So he tripled on this one. He tripled in the first one against he tripled in the first inning, excuse me, against Lance McCullers.
Mm,
Doubled in the second against Josh Fields, and singled in the third against Mike Fiers, and he had that home run in the fifth. So Mike Lansing of the Rockies was the only player who was able to complete the cycle in 4 innings.
mm,
So he was right. He was close to competing with him, and he was the fourth player to hit the three cycles. The last player to do that was in 1930s Babe Herman.
mm.
So he was the first one to do it in a long time, and of course, like we just mentioned, Trey Turner and Yelich joined them not too long after. But that was interesting. Those career stats you mentioned, I didn't realize he was so close to the 500 home runs, man. I wonder if he had any interest in playing a couple more years just to see if he could reach that, you know?
Probably. I mean, what's that? Like 23 home runs, bro?
He could have played another year to. Well, he had 15 home runs his last season in 2018, so maybe a season and a half could have got him there.
Yeah.
But he was
Are you
only
looking at his
39. Yeah, I
Are
have
you
his
looking at
baseball
his baseball
reference
reference?
page.
How many what's the least amount of games he played in a single season?
He had 94 in 2017.
And then from
Other
there
than
it's
other than that, he had over 100 every year, bro.
durable.
Wow,
Durable.
wow.
I was just
Not just
thinking about that,
100.
bro.
Look,
Uh-huh.
149, 156, 158.
Yeah,
Damn, that
I was just thinking about that, bro. Because 21 years and that amount of stats is just incredible. Incredible, man, when you take a step
that's
back. And that's not even to mention all his incredible glove work, man. Just
yeah,
amazing plays at third.
definitely one of my favorite players of our generation, right?
For
Couple
sure,
more
brother, for
couple more
sure.
things on his cycles.
Yeah.
So it was his second one in Texas. The other one came in 2012, and his first one came in 2008 when he was in Seattle,
Mm.
and it was against the Rangers. Just kind
Oh
of
wow.
to bring things full circle, you know.
You gotta love that. What park? Was Seattle home?
It was in Arlington. It was
Oh,
in
no
Texas.
way.
Yeah,
Oh wow, that's a
yeah.
beautiful gem right there.
That,
Oh
that
man.
was couldn't write it any better, right?
Nah, it's baseball for you, man.
Yeah, yeah.
It's baseball.
Those little nuggets that just baseball has for itself, right?
Yeah, man.
So the next thing we're gonna cover this week is on August 4th, 1983.
Hmm.
Dave Winfield kills a seagull, right? It was a seagull.
It was a sequel, yeah.
It's a seagull in Exhibition Park in a game against the Toronto Blue Jays.
So, just real quick before you jump in, brother, we're not gonna have a
Uh,
video for that, but we will throw some pictures in. Go ahead, bro.
yeah, so he ended up getting arrested after the game. He had to post $500 bond. When I first read the story, I thought it was a joke. Like
Really?
I want to know who the guy was that said, "Hey, we need to bring this guy to justice." Like I, I,
It's just something you can't wrap your head around,
I
bro.
can't even explain it exactly, bro. Like imagine if Randy Johnson had killed that bird in spring training over there in Toronto or in Canada. They would have
Yeah,
tried to throw the books at him, you know.
yeah, yeah,
So I read that. So I read it was he was at the end of warm-ups during an inning, in between innings, right? And during the
yeah,
fifth inning, the he was done warming up. He was throwing the ball back towards the dugout, and I read that the bird was 80 feet away. So
yeah. Me too.
if he really did that on purpose, hey, hats off to that guy, man. That's some
Incredible accuracy.
pinpoint accuracy. So it happened during the fifth inning. Billy Martin, the manager,
Yeah.
he mentioned that was the first time all year that Dave Winfield hit the cutoff man.
Yeah, I read that.
I thought
Yeah.
that was pretty funny. Winfield was 2 for 4 on the day. RBI single, RBI double. Yankees won 3-1. So I guess it didn't have a big effect on the Yankees. Winfield ended up having a 283 average that year, 32 home runs, 116 RBI. He was a truly five-tool player. Definitely wish we would have been able to see him play live, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And oh, shout out to our follower MWR underscore 780403.
Yeah. Shout out to
He
you, bro.
he mentioned a team called the Blue Jays takes ornithological welfare seriously. Or thanks for teaching us a new word. Ornithological is zoology to do with birds.
Oh my goodness, bro.
So
Thank you for that.
kind of ironic that the Blue Jays took that personally, right?
Yeah. I'll make sure to screenshot that and I'll throw it in the video.
There you go.
Um, just to add on to Martin's comment, he also I kind of skimmed through it. He also said that when the Blue Jays came to visit the Yankees, he was gonna try to have the three Blue Jays pitchers or something like that arrested. And he said that they were gonna. The reason was that they were gonna say that because they they had molested somebody in the hotel. I swear this is what I read, bro.
Damn.
So it just goes to show what kind of individual Martin was. Obviously, it's jokes. Obviously, it's jokes. You know, we don't wish that on anybody. That's terrible. It's outrageous stuff for that's something
trying to
outrageous for anybody to go
trying to
through
go
that.
tit for tat, huh?
Yeah, yeah. And that winter, if I'm not mistaken, he had someone paint some seagulls with like around a maple leaf. And he had it auctioned off for 32K, and it benefited the Easter Seals Society. You know, he kind of gave back. From what I read, it was a constant headache for him. That little, yeah. But
That's funny.
again, bro, only in baseball.
Yeah, exactly.
Only in baseball. Um, so let's get into the third one. This one is Steve Carlton. He joins the 4,000 strikeout club, and he does so on August 5th, 1986. So whenever you're ready, bro, let me know. I'll count down.
Ready, bro.
All right, three, two, one. And I believe it's Eric Davis that he
Yeah, of the rest. Got him swinging.
has Davis's extra second appearance on this podcast.
Anyway,
That's
empty, man.
yeah, yeah,
That's candlestick, huh?
yes, sir. Yeah, yep. So Carlton was the his fourth all time in strikeouts, and he was the fourth pitcher to reach the incredible club.
Second
Um,
one. It was the second one.
you're
Yeah.
so right. I'm so
Ryan
sorry.
Ryan Ryan was first.
You're right. You're right.
He is fourth all time on the strikeouts.
Yeah,
He
you're
has
right.
that.
That's what I mistake. And
You're confusing those two, yeah.
yeah, and the only one that has more than 4,000. I mean, and I'm saying like 4,000 in total is Nolan Ryan. He has over 5,000. Nobody else has that. Closest active pitchers to Carlton's 4,000, not his total, but just the 4,000 strikeout club, are Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander. I'm sorry, I put JT for some reason on my notes. I should put JV. That's my mistake. But Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer are the closest pitchers to him, and they're like at 3,100. So I don't know if they'll get there, bro. I don't know if they'll get there. I don't know how old Scherzer is, but I know Justin Verlander's he's already up there. Although he's having great seasons, you know. But he has also dealt with some injury these past few seasons,
Yeah.
now that I think about it.
Yeah.
And real quick, Carlton pitched 24 years. He tossed 254 complete games, 55 of those were shutouts. He won 329 games, and he ended up with 4,136 strikeouts. His ERA plus is a career 115.
What was that last one you mentioned? Sorry about that.
His ERA plus 115.
Yeah, so I wrote that down, and I that should have been a way higher. But his last few years in the league were pretty terrible, man. I don't know if you
Yeah,
you
I
had the
didn't. I
chance to
didn't.
look at his baseball reference page, but it goes back to thing that another follower commented. Carson Natra. He said that he really wished Bill Giles would have given him three more starts as a Philly, so he could have got that 4,000 strikeout in a Phillies uniform. So
Oh,
he was actually released by the Phillies that year in '86 at
oh,
41 years old. Yeah, heartbreaking, right, bro?
yeah,
He's he's one of those players that you just when you think of him, he's in a Phillies uniform, or like Willie Mays, he's in a Giants uniform.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe Willie Mays played with the Mets. That's
You're
that's
still thinking about that one.
sacrilegious right there, bro. That bothers
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
So
yeah,
when like I completely forgot Carlin bounced around like that. Like he spent time with the Giants, the White Sox, the Indians, and then the Twins. Like and then
yeah,
his ERA plus those last few years were like 79, 84, 69, 25. So that they really brought
yeah.
his stats down. And for example, in this game, and another thing that Carson Sinatra mentioned, that it kind of hurt to just see him bouncing around, getting beat up those last couple of years.
Yeah,
Kind of want your heroes to go out on a high note.
yeah.
But
It's go ahead, go ahead.
in this game where he got his 4,000 strikeout, he went three and two thirds, 7 hits, 7 earned runs, three walks, three strikeouts. So it's just kind of limping towards the end. And
Yeah, yeah,
I read that he retired 2 days later after that 4,000 strikeout, and then he signed with the White Sox a week later. So he was just kind of just all
he
over the place.
yeah. If he retired and then signed, he probably it was probably take not that we can get into his mind, but there was probably some mental toll in there. It was weighing
Yeah,
weighing him down a little bit. Because yeah, now that I look at his reference page, after 86, he pitched 152. That was the most he pitched,
yeah,
and that was in 87. And that was between two teams. But yeah,
exactly.
it's tough. I mean, especially for the people that grew up watching him. He's like such a superhero throughout the 70s, and it's just like, damn, bro, to see him
Let's
down
let's
like
just
that, it's a heartbreaking.
let's just erase those last few years of his career, no?
Yeah. You know what, bro? You bringing that up, it makes me think about Miggy too, he's not having the greatest, season
Yeah,
and yeah, it sucks to see because you want to see them go out on a high note. But I mean, what can you do? The game is
yeah.
unforgiving, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's all I have for that one, bro. You got anything else to add to our boy Carr?
Let me see. Not other than 24 years, bro. I think
Did you mention
um
his WAR?
no, what is it?
90.2. I thought that was impressive
Oh,
too.
that is very impressive.
And
Yeah, 20.
I'm pretty sure that took a hit the last few years as well. So that's probably why.
Yeah, it would have
And
probably been higher. You're right. I just want to bring up the 24 years, bro. It's just they have to play a lot, bro, to compile these numbers, and they have to start from a young age. So it just makes you really like get an idea of how tough it is to put together a Hall of Fame career. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that, bro.
that brings us to our next one. I got another one on the same date, August 5th. This one's from 2007. Another another lefty ace, Tom Glavine, picks up his 300 win. Let me know when
Count it
you're
down.
ready. Yeah, let me
Ready?
know when
Count
you're
it.
ready.
You
All right,
count it.
three, two, one. He's in Wrigley. He wasn't much of a strikeout pitcher like Carlin was, right? Off the top of my head.
No,
Oh, look at that.
well,
He had an RBI single right there, looking like a hitter, man. Damn.
2,600 career strikeouts,
Okay.
2,607. You know what, bro? It's funny. I remember this game. It was on Sunday Night Baseball, and I'm not
That's
saying that
cool.
just because of the ESPN, but I remember watching it.
There you
I
go.
remember watching this. Is that Delgado at first?
That was Angel Pagan. That was Delgado. Carlos Delgado. I didn't know
Damn,
Angel
bro,
Pagan was on the Cubs.
that was Angel Pagan.
Yeah. Might have been his rookie year or something.
Was
Good
that
for
Reyes?
him.
Oh, oh my goodness, bro,
Hey,
he's sick.
some of those Mets teams from the mid 2000s
Yeah,
were
they had
pretty stacked,
Pedro.
huh?
Yeah, they had Pedro.
Carlos
Paulo
Delgado
Duca,
Carlos Delgado was one of my favorite players.
power hitter, bro. Yeah,
Yeah. He should be a Hall of Famer too.
yeah, he should, huh?
He had almost 500 home runs. Yeah, that's him right there.
Damn, Carlos Delgado, that trips me out. And there he is celebrating his 300th win, which is a number that's just becoming unattainable as we continue to progress in the sport.
So before we get into Tom Glavine here, do you think there will be another 300 game winner?
Let me cheat, bro, and see.
The next
um
closest, I'll
oh
give you a
yeah,
little help here. The next
yeah.
closest is Justin Verlander. He's at 227.
Nope, nope,
Did it
not
did,
seeing
did
that
it
anymore, bro.
did it take long?
Nah,
So
what do you
he's
think?
39. He's 39. I say hell no.
Yeah,
He's 39. Next after him is Zach Greinke. He's at 219, but he's over here throwing 89 mile per hour fastball, so I don't see that happening anymore. Max Scherzer has 193 and Clayton Kershaw 188 and Adam Wainwright 186. We'll see if those guys can get to 200 actually. Not
yeah.
even
It's funny. I
not even
would have put.
300,
Yeah, bro. Now that you bring those two names up, Wainwright and Kershaw, I would have expected them higher on that list.
right? At least
Yeah,
Kershaw for sure.
yeah. But I mean, going back to Carlton, touching back on Carlton a little bit. I mean, 254 complete games, bro. Like that's not. They don't let them go anymore, bro. They don't let
No,
them
yeah.
go. And Glavin,
Especially nowadays,
huh?
they don't care about wins. They don't care about pitcher
Nah,
wins.
Glavin, 56 complete games. So it's a huge difference, even from Carlton's era
Wow,
to Glavin's
Glavin
era.
had 56.
Complete games, bro. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing right now. 25
Wow.
shutouts. Yeah, bro.
How many?
Uh,
Man, I know we should be talking more about Glavin right now, but let me see how many. Let me see how many complete games Verlander has, real quick.
yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Check it out.
26. 26.
See, bro? And it gets
Wow.
lower and lower. And you would think he has
I'm,
more, bro.
I don't even think we're gonna see anybody hit 50 complete games in their career. Damn.
Yeah. No.
Wow.
It sucks, bro. It sucks because although we are younger, bro, I still feel like I don't know if I'm speaking for you, bro, but like I love to see a pitcher go the distance, bro. Like
Yeah. Oh yeah. A pitcher's duel.
it,
Give me a
yeah,
1-0 pitcher's duel
yeah, I'll take that
any
all
week
day.
of any day of the week, bro. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that all day, bro. I just love seeing that. And yeah, man, it's one of those lost art, the complete game. But as far as Glavine, 22 seasons, 305 career wins, 4,413.1 innings pitched, and like mentioned earlier, 2,607 strikeouts, 10-time All-Star, two-time Cy Young Award winner in 91 and 98, 1995 World Series champ, four-time Silver Slugger, if I wrote that correct. Let me make sure I'm not tripping. Yeah, four-time Silver Slugger, like you said, like
He was a
looking like
hitter,
a hitter
bro.
up there.
Yeah, and then that base hit that he said that he had a small what was it leg kick. He had
Oh,
picked it up, put it down, and right back up
yeah.
the middle, man.
And for that World Series, just to add on before I let you take over, he was the MVP. Sorry, I've been scratching my eyebrow. It's been itchy all day. I don't know why.
No worries, man. You got that pink eye, man.
But yeah, that's what I have for Glavin. Oh, real quick too. Sorry about that. pitched from 21 to 42 for the Braves from 87 to 2002. Then he jumped over to the Mets from 03 to 07. Finished off his career with the Braves in 08.
Yeah, so in this game, he was the 23rd player to reach 300 wins. He's 21st all time. He went 6 1/3, 6 hits, two earned runs, one strikeout. I think maybe that's why I kind of thought he wasn't much of a strikeout pitcher. He
Mm.
averaged 130 strikeouts per year. And in this game, he had 9 ground balls, 14 fly balls, so he was making that defense work.
Yeah, yeah,
Put the ball in play. And John Miller, I'm glad that you mentioned that Sunday night broadcast. So John Miller was the one who commented that if you guys want to watch that video later, he commented that if he wonders if anybody will reach 300 games again, kind of what we just referenced right now,
yeah. He had
that
the
it's
foresight.
that lost art, and he was able to pick that up back then, even, you know.
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy, man. Guess his career WAR. Do you have it?
Oof,
Yeah.
if not, I don't. I'm not
Okay,
looking
guess
at it.
it. Guess
If
it.
he
Guess it.
was, if Carlin was at 90, I would say Glavin 65.
Nah, bro, you're disrespectful.
Really? He's at eight,
80.7.
eight. Oh shit! I was gonna say 80. Second guess was 80.
Oh, okay. No
Really?
disrespect. No,
It's
no,
because
Mr. Glavin.
you know what? You know what? My bad, bro. My bad.
Consistent. When you were reading
That's
those numbers,
disrespectful. He's
yeah, when you were
you're
reading those numbers, bro, all I thought was consistent. Consistent, bro.
and you're right. Look at it's because when I remember Carl's reference page, I see a lot more bold, a lot more black, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
and those numbers he was leading the league and all that stuff.
yeah. But
But
he,
just by looking at Glavin's real quick, what is that? Five seasons with 20 plus wins,
yeah, consistent, bro. He did it a different way. He did it a different way.
35 games started almost every year. That's
He led the
consistency,
league
my guy.
when games started for a minute there too, starting the 2000s. So yeah, it's funny.
Mm.
He pitched 63 innings his last season, but in 07 he pitched 200. It's kind of like a very different
At
like
41
stat
years
line.
old, 41
Yeah,
years old, 200
compared to
innings.
Carlton's, bro.
Most guys don't even pitch 200 innings nowadays, bro. The younger guys don't
Yeah,
even let them go like that.
yeah, one complete game
Wow.
at 41. But
Wow.
like a complete opposite to Carlton, who we just spoke about. Like Carlton was like struggling to get innings at the end, and it sucks, you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's just what it is. You got anything else on Glavin?
That's it. That's all I got for him.
Cool. Let's get into the fifth and final one. And this one is Tony Gwynn's 3,000th career hit. It occurred on August 6th, 1999. Whenever you're ready, just let me know.
Hey, brother.
All right, three, two, one. Um, I like those 90s style pants, bro. Like they're starting to come back a little bit. Like where they're kind of scrunched up. The ones we got in Little League.
Yeah, 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 I
Yeah.
remember.
Uh, just to,
But like,
go ahead, brother.
check this out right here at the 21-second mark. He hugs the umpire, man. That shit was weird as hell. That's Kerwin
Just,
Danley for all you followers out there.
that's right.
American League umpire. I don't know if he's still in the league, but I thought that was weird.
Yeah, just a prolific hitter. I mean, the guy was probably born hitting, bro. Just incredible. Um, so real quick on Gwynn, played 20 years, 15-time All-Star, 7-time Silver Slugger, 8-time batting title champ, 5-time Gold Glover. So he has all these hits, and he has these Gold Gloves to go with it too. I mean, 15 years, 15 times as an All-Star, bro. That's just like I don't know if I'm mistaken it, bro, because sometimes the way Baseball Reference does it,
Mhm.
they give them two All-Stars, and I don't know if that's because I don't know what that's for. They'll put two All-Stars next to their names. Um, but nah, that's a 15-time All-Star legit. Sometimes they'll do like two. I don't know why. Maybe somebody knows. but Baseball Reference will do that. Um, but it's cool, he's getting his love. I remember the first time I seen I think it was Biggio, bro. But his was a little different because he got thrown out. But when I would see these, like when I was younger, when I would see like everybody come out and celebrate, I always thought it was weird to me. But I didn't realize how much it had happened before my time. Like how
Right.
normal it was to say. Anyway, 3,141 hits, 338 batting average for his career, 319 stolen bases, 847 OPS at 132 OPS plus, and yeah, most hits in the season, 220. Anything else you want to add about this incredible hitter?
Just a pure natural hitter, just an artist with the bat. He could
Yeah,
just
yeah.
put the ball wherever he wanted to, you know. Um,
Hmm.
I remember a video I saw where another player was he was being interviewed about Tony Gwynn, and
Hmm.
I couldn't find the video, of course, but he broke it down how they were in a rain delay, and he goes, tomorrow, Tony Gwynn told his teammate, he goes, tomorrow they're gonna bring in this lefty. He's gonna throw me this backdoor slider, and I'm gonna hit it through that gap in the on the left field on the left side of the infield. And sure as shit, man, the next, and he did it. Like he had a plan, and he knew what he was gonna do with the bat. So that's definitely one of another goat that I wish we could have seen play live, you know.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
And
And it's
he was a 20.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead,
Sorry,
brother,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No,
He's
you
a
go ahead.
22nd player to reach the 3,000, 15th one to do it with a single, and it kind of epitomizes his career as a hitter. You know, he was 4 for 5 that day, and for him to get it with the single, it's like he was just a hit machine. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
he had 20 seasons, 3,141 hits, 21st all time. Um, I was under the impression he never hit under 300 his whole career
yeah,
until I saw that he hit 289 his rookie year in 54
yeah,
games. So close to that 300, man, but
yeah,
he just a hitter, man. He
yeah,
had 351 in 84, 370 in 87. He was hitting 394 in 1994 before that ugly baseball strike. Um, another interesting nugget that I thought was cool. It was 6 years to the date from his 2000th career hit, right?
yeah.
That was cool. And on that day, it was his mom's birthday. I don't know if you guys saw in the video where his family came out to the field and congratulated him. It was his
That's
mom's
cool.
birthday, so that like it goes back to the baseball. You know, the baseball gods. You can't write it any better. You
Nah, bro, you can't, bro, you can't.
know. And that another follower comment that I want to throw in this week. GCN23 mentioned best pure hitter I've ever seen in my life. Guy never struck out, and even in today's game, the some of the best hitters strike out. You know, Reggie Jackson, I think, has a career for most strikeouts in a career, but at the same time, Reggie Jackson was one of the best power hitters of the history of the game. And
Mm.
you wanted to share a fact about his strikeouts?
Oh yeah. Going back to what that Instagram follower said. Shout out to him. Thank you for that gem and sharing your thoughts. We love when you guys share your thoughts and opinions. The most he struck out in a single season 40 times. So it's just like it's almost unfathomable, man. I can't even imagine that, bro. I can't. I can't.
I,
It's so hard to imagine. Oh, and then I know you love this. You didn't mention it, but all for one team, bro.
oh,
One team.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
I love it.
all for one team, bro.
I love it. Even afterwards, he was part of the coaching staff, I think, no? Before
Uh,
he started coaching college, I think.
I believe
But
so.
all in San Diego. I love that. I do
Yeah.
love that.
So that's all you got for Mr. Gwynn.
Yeah, I'm just so impressed by those strikeout numbers, man. Like
Yeah.
Like I remember Chris Davis of the Orioles. He probably struck out 40 times in a month, man. Like
And remember Mark Reynolds?
oh, Mark Reynolds, Chris Davis of the A's, the outfielder. Remember him?
Yeah.
That's more recently. That's
It's just it's crazy how like they strike out now so much, and
yeah, man.
it wasn't too far. I mean, it was like what 20 years ago, but still at the same time, it's like it wasn't that long ago. But I mean, the game changes, it evolves, and we still love it. It is what it
Yeah.
is. You want to lead us into the news, brother?
Yeah, so that concludes the five features for this week. Brings us into the news segment. The first one we got this week is Rays pitching coach Kyle Snyder. He gets injured on a mound visit. So so I read that he pulled his calf muscle, was it? A calf muscle walking towards the mound during the seventh inning. He wanted to visit the lefty Shane McClanahan. So I read that he injured his calf muscle and he started walking back towards the dugout. He couldn't complete the mound visit.
No way.
I thought that was kind of ridiculous. Like you
Like, bro, just finish your
couldn't nip it a
job.
couple of feet when they're not asking you to finish close out the game. You know, just
I know. What the
so so I thought that was interesting. Manager Kevin Cash had to finish off the mound visit. I wonder if they counted it as two mound visits. They probably don't, right?
That's a good
But
point. I wonder if I'm gonna see if I could get video and throw it in here.
I couldn't find one. I tried getting one for you, but I couldn't find one. I just thought that was a funny injury. But I was able to find uh article with the 20th weirdest injuries in MLB history.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Let me see if I can read off a few before if I don't
Yeah.
take too much time.
Nah, do your thing, bro. Read off a few.
No, number one, Marty Cordova falls asleep in a tanning bed.
What?
He was day to day with what does this say?
A sunburn?
He was sunburned. Yeah, sunburned. The doctors told him to stay out, stay out of the sun, so he couldn't play baseball because we play in the sun. Ricky
God.
Henderson gets frostbite, fell asleep with the ice pack on his ankle. Matt
What?
Cain, Matt Cain, the pitcher, injures himself making a sandwich.
What? I remember that. I remember that.
He was
Wait, is
trying
there a
to
little
cut.
more on that one?
He was trying to cut his sandwich into triangles. He was a fancy guy trying
Hey, bro, I like cutting my song. They hit a
to.
little different, bro.
Yeah, they
They
do,
hit a
man.
little
They do.
different.
Reliever Will Smith tore his LCL taking off his shoe.
What?
Yeah, he said he was trying to take off his shoe after a game and it wouldn't come off and his knee just popped. So there's that.
Okay.
David Price and Joel Zumaya hurt themselves playing video games. David Price, they could never prove it. They thought he was playing Fortnite too much in 2018, but they couldn't prove it. He was day to day with carpal tunnel syndrome. Joel Zumaya, Joel Zumaya, uh, he tried blaming it on on just a pitching injury, but they said that his injuries were related to those of a guitar player, and he was a big Guitar Hero fan. So he got
Oh
hurt.
no.
He got hurt during the ALCS, bro. That's just
What year? What year?
uh
2012. Joel Zamai was with the Tigers, no?
yeah. So he was at the Tigers
2012.
ALCS. So when's the last time the Tigers were in the ALCS? I don't have the day for you, bro. Sorry about that.
No, you're good, bro. I think it was 2012, bro. That year
Yeah.
when
So
they played against the Giants. And real quick to David Price's defense. I don't know if you ever played Fortnite, bro, but I started playing that shit when it was starting to pop out. That shit was fun. I don't play it anymore, but it was a lot of fun, bro. 2018, 2019, Fortnite was lit. And if you guys played, I know there's some followers that have played. You guys know what I'm talking about.
nah, man, I was
It-
never much of a of a shooter video game player, but more of a sports.
Gotcha.
Next one we got Glenn Allen Hill falls through a glass table because he had a nightmare.
What was the nightmare about?
That was in 1990. He was being attacked by spiders. Hey bro. I'm not a big Spider fan myself, so I
Me
get it.
neither. Me
Sammy
neither.
Sosa sneezes so hard he throws his back out.
What?
Not sure if I believe that one, but I'll play along.
I know that one's a
Brian
little.
Brian Roberts gets mad, hits himself in the head, gets a concussion. That's gotta be one of the. That's
That's
gotta
like
be
little
number
kid
one.
shit, bro.
Yeah, reminds me
Like
of
when they.
Kevin. Reminds me of Kevin Brown when he punched the wall and hurt his hand. We'll see if that one's on the list. You were gonna say something, bro? Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's just like the one hitting himself on the head. Like that's little kid shit, bro. Like don't hit yourself, bro. Like,
The tantrum, huh?
yeah. There
Uh,
you go.
Next one we got. Oh look, we're talking. Jason Isringhausen breaks his wrist punching a trash can.
Damn, bro.
So this one's interesting. He was in the minor leagues making making a rehab start,
Hmm.
or making picking up some work. He punched the trash can, didn't say anything, pitched 6 more innings, and then he said something.
Hey, he had a little more strength in there compared to Snyder, right?
And see, exactly, freaking Snyder couldn't finish off a mound visit. Homeboy over here was still throwing pitches.
Oh bad, oh bad.
Next one on the list, we got our boy Tom Glavine, who we just spoke about.
Oh shit.
He eats bad airplane food. He threw up so hard he broke a rib. Again, not sure
What?
if we believe that one. So he ended up getting food poisoning and he cracked 2 ribs and ended on the DL.
You know what, bro? I've been hungover, or like a little bit of
We
drinking here and there.
we've all been.
Yeah, but there's a few times, bro, where I was like dry heaving or even throwing up a little bit, and it hurts, bro. It hurts like a
Yeah.
motherfucker. So I don't know, that one's a little believable, bro. Maybe he
I
was
don't know if
hungover.
I don't know if I'll break a rib, but yeah, man, I've been there. We've all been there.
Yeah.
Next one on the list, Kevin Mitchell chips his tooth on a microwave donut, ends up needing a root canal.
Bro, I didn't even know there was microwave donuts. What the hell? Oh man,
That's the 80s for you, bro, or 90s, early 90s.
I love it.
Well, want me to keep going, bro, or we can cut it off there?
One more for good measure. One
One
more.
more. We got our boy Salvador Perez tears his MCL carrying his luggage.
He doesn't have somebody. I mean, maybe he was going home or something.
I don't know,
I was
man.
thinking it was mid-season, but maybe it was.
It was a
That's
grade two
crazy.
MCL tear. Yeah, that's weird. He hyperextended his knee. Well, that's another one.
Damn,
I'm not sure if that's how it happened, but I'll believe him. He's a good
that's
catcher.
all bad.
I'll take his word. Mm,
So
that's all
for
I
the
had
next
for
one,
our boy Snyder.
that was fun, bro. Thank you for sharing that list. It's gonna be a little good. Hopefully, it provides some people with laughs. It provided us with some laughs, and it's just funny things to think about. Obviously, we don't want anybody to be hurt, but it's just funny at the end of the day. Um, so the next one is a little more sad. It's about Vince Scully. Rest in peace. Um, Sadly, he passed away this past week, and it's sad, bro. Because even though we are young, I mean, relatively young. I wouldn't say we're young, but he definitely was a part of our childhood. Growing up and listening to, because we live in Southern California, and we're not Dodger fans, just so you guys know.
By any stretch of the
uh,
imagination.
yeah, but he's a very well known name around here, and you hear his voice all the time. So sad that he passed away, but sorry about that. But he lived a good life, 94 years old. So it's just some quick info on him. He was hired at 22 to broadcast for the Brooklyn Dodgers. At 25, he was the youngest to call a World Series. And at 67 years, he was the longest tenured one team broadcaster, which is just mind blowing. And in 2016, he received the Medal of Freedom. And I found these cool little facts on his on internet as well. Once he raced against Jackie Robinson. He grew up ice skating, and he boasted in the past that he could skate. So in the early 50s, while announcing for the Dodgers, he invited Jackie to join him for an evening skate at the rink in the Catskills. Jackie, having never skated before, challenged Vin to a race, which he probably lost because Vin could skate. But they never said who won. He let's see what else he did. He did the majority of his own research on the story because if you ever listen to any Dodger broadcast, he had just incredible facts, incredible stories about
Oh yeah.
the players you wouldn't even think about, you know, like, and he has some gems and he did all his own research. He played college ball against George H.W. Bush, so that one was kind
No
of like,
way.
oh shit, yeah. In 1969 and 1970, and real quick, the college ball was at Yale, and he was a leadoff hitter.
What position did he play? Just real quick.
He played center, and he was a
Okay.
leadoff hitter in the game in 1947. In a game in 1947 against Yale. Um, yeah. Anyway, yeah. I'm tripping over here. Sorry about that. And the future president George W. Bush, he was the first baseman. In 1969 and 1970, he hosted a TV show, a game show called "It Takes Two," wherein three celebrity couples competed against each other by answering a series of questions. This one I thought was pretty cool. Players would salute him before every game, which is, you know, just showing respect. And I think when I read that one was dope. I love that one. He has two streets named after him, and he has that incredible video that you've put up, and it started kind of gaining traction again on Instagram, where he has his little farewell for his
Yeah.
last game, and when it's like a 3 minute video, you should check it out. It's an incredible video. But yeah, man, the baseball world loses a legend, a legend.
Yeah, a true icon, like not only in not only I think in baseball, but all of sports, you know.
Hmm.
Like you mentioned, we grew up over here in Southern California. We I had the back in the day, what was it, the FSN West sports
Yeah,
package,
yeah,
channel 34, I think it was back in the day.
yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, we like we mentioned before, how Tony Gwynn was the artist with the bat. Vince Scully was the artist, true artist with his words and, you know, his broadcasting. And just for him to be able to paint the picture and you know, just tell stories while he was able to call the game. I thought it was cool how the Dodgers swept the Padres.
Yeah,
When they gave him his what was it,
it's like a
his tribute this
yeah.
past weekend.
Hmm.
So I thought that was cool. They did that in his memory. And did you know he was a Giants fan when he grew up in New
Growing
York?
up, yeah, I did read
I
something about that, bro.
I thought that was interesting. So, and then when the news broke last week, the Dodgers were up in San Francisco playing the Giants. So, kind of goes back to what we talked about earlier. You know how the baseball, you can't script it any better. You know, it's just the baseball gods just
Yeah,
have it predestined for us. You know,
yeah.
and he called his last game in 2016, like you mentioned, 67 years. He called three World Series, 84, 86, and 88. And I read that Joe Buck tried getting him to call one of the World Series in the early 2000s, 2010s, but Vince Scully refused to do it just because he wasn't used to working with the Fox broadcast and all that stuff. He was
Oh,
set in his ways, you know. He didn't want to disrespect Joe Buck. Didn't want to disrespect the game by just doing one inning. You know, he thought it was Joe Buck's game and he wanted to leave it be.
oh man, I didn't
So
know that. I didn't know that.
he was an all time great, man. He was just sucks for the game to lose somebody like him, you know.
Yeah, man, it's sad.
And he had many memorable calls. I don't know if you have a favorite one that you wanna reference.
Um, well, my favorite one because me and you, I don't know if it might be your favorite one, but we're both Mexican American, and when Valenzuela threw that no hitter, he said, "If you have a
Yeah,
sombrero, throw it up," and
yeah,
that's just man, I love it, bro. I love it because
yeah.
yeah, it was that,
Something that hits close to home that we can relate to.
yeah,
Yeah,
bro,
that definitely
because
you're right.
Mexicans love baseball, man. We love the sport, like. I know Kevin goes to plenty of games down there in Mexico, and yeah, I still have yet to go, but we love baseball down there. We love baseball down there, and it's just that one hits home. What's
Yeah.
your favorite?
Mine obviously is that one first, but
Yeah, yeah.
the close second is the Hank Aaron when he called
Oh,
when he broke Babe Ruth's record.
hmm.
I thought that was a real special call. The way again, the way he was able to just use words to paint a picture and tell the story. I
Yeah,
thought that was really cool. And like you mentioned before, we're not Dodger fans by any stretch of the imagination, but at the end of the day, we're baseball fans, and you know we we appreciate everything he did, and um just like you mentioned before, uh, we appreciate the game for what it is. And I kind of noticed that a lot of baseball fans only follow their team, but I know I speak for the both of us. We can watch any baseball game that's
yeah,
on any time of day.
yep,
Whether it's like you mentioned, it's in the Mexican League, the Dominican League. It baseball is a universal language, so it just uh it just sucks for the baseball world to losing.
yeah, yeah, man. And if you guys want to hear a fun one from him, go check out that Granky versus Quinton brawl. The way he walks you through that one is just, oh man, it's just vintage Vin Scully, bro. He is so calm
You
throughout
just
that whole ordeal.
you just reminded me of one. Oh man, what year was this? There's a play where it was the Puig era. It was the Puig
Uh-huh.
era. I just remember where the Dodgers throw the ball around
Yeah. John Boy
throw the
Media
ball
put that
around.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So yeah,
yeah,
they throw the ball around. They miss like three throws or four throws on one play, and Vince Scully's reaction to that is
yeah.
just a gem, bro.
Yeah.
You guys gotta check that out.
I believe that one's on John Boy Media or Talking Baseball. One of those. You should check that one out for sure. You want to take us into the last piece of this episode, brother?
Yeah. So to wrap,
RIP Vince Scully. Sorry about that.
yeah, R.I.P. Vince Scully, all time
Yes,
GOAT,
sir.
man.
Yes, sir.
To wrap things up this week, we're gonna go over the power rankings. Like we mentioned in the beginning, we had an exciting third segment for this week where we're gonna face off each other in a baseball quiz and compete against each other. But
Yeah.
we had some technical difficulties with the screen recording, so we'll try that next
Yeah,
week,
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
All right. So for the power rankings,
You want to name the teams
just
first, real quick? Like the first
yeah,
five teams?
the first five. I'll go through the first five. We got the Dodgers, the Yankees, Astros, followed by the Mets, and then the Padres round out the top five. The Yankees were in first place for 8 weeks, and they got taken over by the Dodgers after, like I mentioned before, the Dodgers swept the Padres. I thought that was interesting. They got swept after they just got Soto and all those guys.
Yeah.
That's got to be a punch in the face. All the Padre
Yeah,
fans
bro.
down there.
Like just to stay in your place.
Yeah, man. So they swept Padres. They took the first place in the power rankings. Yankees went down to second place after they got swept by the Cardinals. I thought it was interesting how they got shut out by Jordan Montgomery, who they traded away to the Cardinals
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
for a guy who's on the injured list. But maybe they know something we don't.
Yeah.
Next is Astros at the third position. They didn't change. The Mets moved up from fifth to fourth. And they actually just got DeGrom back. Did you see DeGrom start? I think he was perfect through like 5 innings or something.
He had like 12 Ks, I believe.
Yeah, so I think the Mets are gonna make me eat my words about when I told them, when I told them they're gonna lose the division, man. Shit.
Yeah.
So they that was a 5 game series against the Braves. That was a real good matchup. I think kind of gets them ready for a playoff baseball.
Yeah.
When's the last time we saw a 5 game series like that during the season?
Yeah. And real quick, just to add on to the DeGrom thing. We brought it up last week. The Mets, even without DeGrom, ranked tops in pitching in the NL and in the majors. So it's just they're just getting stronger, and it's crazy to see.
Yeah,
And who's the last team?
they're gonna be a force to be reckoned with in the playoffs. I think.
Yeah,
I would put them in the NLCS. Last one is San Diego Padres. They moved down one because they got swept.
yeah,
But they're still waiting for Tatis to come back, and of course they just got all their new players, so maybe they just need some time to start gelling together.
Yeah.
Honorable mention number six is the Braves. So I thought maybe they're gonna take a hit after losing 4 out of 5 against the Mets, but they stayed there. And then one I wanted to include is number seven, the Cardinals. They had the biggest jump. From they moved from 11 to 7, and
Yeah.
they actually took the lead in the NL Central.
I'm looking at that now. They're 9-1 in their last 10. They've won 7 straight, bro.
Yeah, they have a 1 game lead, no, 2 game lead on the Milwaukee Brewers. That's what the Brewers get for trading away their closer, right?
I mean, damn, bro.
Yeah, that was a big jump. So the Cardinals are looking like they're making a
That series was
making
probably.
a
Go ahead.
they're gonna make it interesting down the stretch.
Yeah, that Central's always a dogfight. It's always a dogfight. Same with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
the AL Central. But I'm
yeah,
touching back on the Mets and the Braves series. They really pushed them back 7 games, bro. They pushed them
yeah.
back
That
7 games, and
that
it's
was
a little dangerous. Uh-huh.
I think that was a really important series for the Mets. Like
It really was.
if things go the other way, then they're the 2 game lead in the division ain't much.
Yeah. And where do the Astros sit on this list? Oh,
Oof.
three. They're
Yeah,
three,
the third.
and they're.
Oh,
I mean, they're.
one thing. Sorry to cut you off. One thing I wanted
There
to
you
mention
go.
about the Astros. Um, the so the Yankees were having this, all-time best season, but the Astros caught up to them. They're 1 game back of the best record in the American League. So
Mm.
that's gonna be special or interesting or a big factor for those two teams going down the stretch because they both want that ALC that home field advantage during the playoffs.
How about the Yankees, bro? They were the first team to 70 wins, and now the Dodgers are ahead of them
I
for the
think the
best
Dodgers
record
have
in the league.
yeah, I think
75.
so. I think so. The Yankees have played more games, but the Dodgers have a better winning percentage, right? Something like
Yeah.
that.
Yankees at 645, Dodgers at 694. But
Yeah.
it's crazy how much the Yankees have been struggling. They yeah, they've been struggling these past few weeks. It looks like they're cooling down a bit. And then in the Central, we got Cleveland. Where do they sit on the rankings, bro? Because they are on the Twins' asses, bro.
Wow, they're right there. So are the White Sox. Hey, you're right. The AL and NL Central are all right there, bunched up.
The Guardians. I am sorry about that.
I
I'm over
didn't,
here looking for the
I didn't
Indians.
catch him. I didn't catch him.
I'm like, where are the Indians, bro? Like, are they? They're not top
Um,
20. They're 14, bro. They're 14, and they were 14 last time. But
that's
it's crazy, yeah, because the Twins are 9, and I mean the Brewers are up there too. But they probably let me see the
the Rays
Brewers. They
and
have
the
a
Razor, the
36.
Razor right there too, bro. Even though they have like 15
How
injuries.
is that AL East
One
now with
Wonder Franco. Nah, the Yankees have a comfortable lead in the AL East.
yeah,
It's gonna be interesting for the wild card.
bro, and then
The
yeah,
Orioles, bro.
that's what I was gonna say.
Ah, why did they trade away their players,
One
bro? Why couldn't they just hold on? Like
one game.
they didn't even have to go out and be buyers or try to make a playoff run.
Just write it
Just
out. Just
yeah,
write it out.
just write it out. And keep going. Like they're a game out of the last wild card spot, bro. Ahead of Cleveland and ahead of the White Sox.
Man, that's something. For sure, it's
And
gonna get interesting in that wild. I mean, both wild cards will. Though I'm sure the NL will get a little closer, but that AL wild card is gonna be a dogfight to the end because it
yeah,
looks like Houston and the Yankees and the Dodgers all have their division on lock, and it looks like the Mets too. Like they have a healthy lead, although you can't be safe with any lead.
I would, yeah, but
You
I
just
feel
can't,
comfortable. But
yeah.
they're not the Mets that we're used to seeing. I don't think the Mets
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good
they're
point.
not gonna crumble. They're and like we mentioned I'm not sure if it was last week or the week before. The run differential is the one the stat we like to look at.
Yeah, yeah,
That
they have a great run
it's a sign
differential.
of a good team.
Yeah,
And now that I'm bringing that up, I think the Dodgers, yeah, The Dodgers surpassed the Yankees in run differential.
Yeah, I seen that. They're at 226, so 20 runs. Yeah.
Dodgers ain't no
Um,
joke, man.
nah, bro, they're steamroll. They started off a little slow, but that damn club. As soon as they get rolling, bro, they're damn near unstoppable, bro. They beat anybody up. They just beat anybody up. So let me see real quick. Next time, who do you have at the top for your power rankings?
Next
Like in the number
week,
one spot, do you have the Dodgers still, or do you have anybody coming in from behind?
no, not yet. I have it as it is.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I might see
Yeah,
the
they're
Yankees.
they're
You might
they're,
see
they're
the
the
Yankees
best
and
team.
Astros swap, but
I agree with that, but I think the Dodgers are the best team in baseball.
yeah, they are.
And if you wanna break it down by American League NL, I think the Dodgers Mets are the top two teams in the NL and Yankees Astros in the AL.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are the top four teams I believe. We'll see, man. We'll see
All right.
we'll see what the stretch run has for us.
Yeah, we'll see what's
Sure it'll
up.
be interesting.
Yeah, that was a good episode, bro. I really enjoyed myself. Um,
Me too, man. That flew by.
yeah, it goes quick. If you got this far, we cannot say it enough. Thank you. We appreciate you so much. We appreciate you to the fullest. The Instagram, I know I didn't get it popping last week, but we just wanted to record some episodes and we're gonna start throwing clips up on the Instagram because we started a whole different Instagram page just for the podcast because the main page, we've talked about it since the beginning, since we started doing this. We just want to keep it the way it is. We want to keep it just like baseball posts, nothing else. So that's just a little heads up. And yeah, man, we're just super thankful for anybody that likes and watches this and for all the people that follow on Instagram and comment, man. You guys are amazing. We appreciate it so much. You got any last words, brother?
Nah, man, just kind of repeating what you just said. Just thanks for joining us, and hopefully we're getting better at this, and definitely having more fun with this as we go along. I think.
Yeah,
But yeah, man. I love talking. Like I said, we could do this shit for hours, right? So
yeah,
thank you for
yeah.
joining us, and thanks for all the interaction you guys give us on the page, man. You guys love all the funny comments, love all the questions, love all the interaction. Just keep it coming, man. Love talking
Appreciate you
baseball.
guys. Yeah. All right, we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
Later.